The most power hungry, money hungry control freaks of numerology is the 8 LifePath. These people will do anything to make money, and I mean anything. They do not care. They are willing to sell out for anything just to make some money. Now, I'm just talking about the unevolved versions of the 8. Not everybody's going to be like this, but there's a majority that are like this, that are control freaks, that are very bossy. They don't like being controlled. Now, most 8s, they don't like being controlled in general. Now, of course, they're not going to be bossy, but they're not going to like being controlled. They're not going to like being told what to do. Okay, that is how some 8s are. So if you're an 8 and you don't like being controlled, you don't like being bossed around, then don't get a job because it's just not going to be for you. But in some cases, 8s will be the bossy ones. They'll be the ones with just being bossy with everybody. Even if you date an 8, they'll be very bossy. They will not submit to you. They're usually going to be the ones who will be the dominant one in the relationship. If you are an 8 LifePath or you're dating somebody who's an 8, they're more likely to be dominant in that relationship. They're going to be the ones who's going to take control and, stuff like that. But yeah, 8s are by far the most ruthless when it comes to money and power. They will do anything to get there. Okay, if they have to, they will step on everybody to get there. They will cut corners to get there. They will cheat. They will do anything to get there. And of course, I'm not talking about everybody, but this is a majority of 8s that are involved. That's what can happen. Now, sometimes 8s experience this where they go from having a lot of money and then they lose it all and then they have to rebuild all over again. That is what sometimes the 8 goes through. It goes through a cycle. The 8 goes through some type of like a cycle where they have money and then they don't. They have money and then they don't. They have money and they don't. That is how the 8 sometimes operates. If you're an 8 and you're having that, you're very karmic, and you need to learn to manage your karma properly. You need to learn to manage your money properly as well.